think about Columbia, Tennessee, I think about all the fat hillbilly rednecks that don't know that a GED doesn't stand for a good enough degree. I hate to burst your bubble, but on February the 2nd, Columbia is going to get injected with a lethal dose of genius as the graduate Jason James invades Freddie Morton Auction and Sportatorium. And like Mom always said, you don't have to be the roughest, the toughest, the meanest, or the leanest. You just got to be the smartest. And that's me.
Back with you, Southern All-Star Wrestling, Michael St. John, Jack Johnson, and it has been a wild start to 2008 here on Southern All-Star Wrestling, and it just gets some more interesting as time goes on, as the Hammerjack is in the ring right now to take on Tatsu, the mysterious wrestler out of the Orient, and the referee has given us the signal for the bell, so we'll ring it and they'll lock it up right away. Jack, I'll say this for Hammerjack. He carries a big hammer, but I think he's got a bigger chip on his shoulder.
He does that, but he is a great wrestler. A lot of people, don't like his methods, his tactics, the way he carries on, what he's done to Boogie Woogie. Boy, really, it's the dirty things he's done. It's the concussions. It's hitting a guy in the head. It's hitting a guy in the head after he's coming out of the hospital. It's messing with his wife. Hammerjack is a serious person inside the ring, and we see him in there now with the mysterious Oriental Tatsu.
And he's the type of individual, even when you talk to him in the back, he's the type of individual who has a target in mind or a goal in mind and will stop at nothing to do and to attain that goal. And, of course, Tatsu is a formidable opponent. And right there you see a nice arm drag takedown on Hammerjack by Tatsu, second time, and down he goes. But the fact of the matter is, there is a boiling cauldron between the Boogie Woogie Boy and Hammerjack, and it is all going to spill over on February 2nd in Columbia, Tennessee at Freddie's Auction Barn, because it's the last man standing between those two wrestlers.
Hammerjack, I was with him. This is a guy who was, when he come up, and he said in a recent interview that I did with him, behind a cage where he had a head of lettuce, and he's just shredding the head of lettuce. It's flying all over me, and I'm wondering what's going on. Glad that I've got the cage between me and him. And he talked about from age 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, he was actually behind a cage as a youth. And so he's used to that and not wanting to be in cages. He likes to get his business done, and he likes it done quick.
Well, and when you have that type of mentality, and he's one of these, and you saw that side suplex right there, and he dropped Tatsu, and now it is pounding away on the man's head. And this is the type of individual, and you don't want to accuse a man of being deranged,
no.
But it makes you wonder sometimes, just with his reaction, that perhaps there is some derangement about Hammerjack.
He's a little bit too serious, like you say. You don't really want to. He's one of those guys, if he says something oddball or off cuff, you just want to let it go. You just want to just go on and forget about it. Well, that's Hammerjack. That's the guy I don't talk to and I don't mess with.
Well, anybody that carries a big old a big old sledgehammer,
right.
God forbid it be a jackhammer.
Oh, yeah. He would
don't want to give him any ideas.
He would bring a jackhammer out. He wouldn't care.
He would do it. And he's going to, and then you look at somebody like the Boogie Woogie Man who has really fought his way, climbed the ladder, doing it the right way. Fans love the guy. And obviously Hammerjack hates the guy. And when these two get in the ring the next time in Columbia, Tennessee, I hope that Freddie's Auction Barn has a darn good roof on it.
It will have to have, because I tell you, these two, I think that will actually fill it up. Hammerjack and Boogie Woogie. You wonder when they're going to settle it. We've seen Hammerjack. He's busted open Hot Rod Biggs. That's why I'm kind of afraid to be an announcer now, Michael, because we saw him come right over here to the broadcast table, bust Hot Rod Biggs open like a human blood puppet or something. He's done it. I think here comes Boogie Woogie now.
Boy coming down. Now, Rick Santel, hopefully cooler heads will prevail. Rick Santel out, and Reno Riggins is trying to keep Boogie Woogie Boy at bay, and Boogie Woogie Boy wants to hit the ring as a result of what happened in an earlier match when Boogie Woogie Boy, thank goodness for Eugene, got a save out of the bag, because Boogie Woogie Boy, he's on one wheel right now. When the truth be known, he is still limping pretty emphatically on that leg.
Boogie in no shape right now. You see him looking, and I think Hammerjack is oblivious to what's going on outside the ring. As we see. Your winner's Hammerjack on this one, and now
the match is over in the ring. Now, wait a minute, here comes Hammerjack.
Boogie's making a mistake
Boogie
here.
is dangerously close. And Santel and Reno Riggins trying to keep Boogie at bay.
Rick Santel trying to calm this situation down with Boogie Woogie Boy, trying to get him to go back to the back, and That's the wise
Well,
discretion, the better part of valor right now, Michael
You
St. John.
got two M80s right here with fuses about that big, and one of them is going to blow, and I'm afraid that if it were not for Rick Santel and Reno Riggins, we may have had something we couldn't control around here with the Boogie Woogie Boy. And Hammerjack, very, very emphatic about what's going on here.
Yeah, I got something to say to you, Punk, and everybody else around here, too. You see, Boogie, you think I'm scared of you? These people think I'm scared of you. Well, I'm not. Columbia, Tennessee, last man standing. Damn it, you got what you asked for.
Boy, some serious words from Hammerjack. Not in a good mood. Well, I'm sure hear more from him, Jack, as time goes on. Let's take a break. We got more coming your way from Southern All-Star Wrestling right here.